The next trip was about a year or so later on a shrimp boat out of Bayou La Batterie. I'm sure all of you remember Forest Gump and his shrimping business out of Bayou La Batterie. Well, we sailed that boat, that shrimp boat, down through the Straits of Yucatan, and I told the captain one day, I says, "Captain, I got a couple blips on the screen here and they're getting closer real fast." And I handed him the binoculars and he says, well, actually we both said in unison, "You know, I think they're Cuban gunboats." He says, "Why don't you pull over into that rain squall over there?" So I took a hard turn to starboard and raced for this rain squall, and we lost them. And we went down and picked up the load and came back up, and during the return trip, we transformed the boat from looking like a shrimp boat to looking like a dive boat, complete with anchoring this boat out in the middle of the Silver Banks and repainting the hull from white to blue and cutting off all of the outriggers, and then brought the boat in, about a day or so later, off the coast of Florida. That was a hoot. We started out with a retired German submarine tender called the Recreana. Well, the crew, there were 5 of us. The captain was Cuban with American citizenship and a Panamanian captain's license, which he bought. This guy could not operate a rowboat safely, much less the vessels that he was authorized by his license to operate, among them being the LLNG ships. He's dead now. He got involved with another group of Colombian cocaine cowboys down in Miami, and I guess he screwed them over. Anyhow, they gunned him down on his mother's doorstep. But during the trip, this guy was, aside from the fact that he spoke Spanish, and we spent most of our time in the port of Panama, Colón, and another little port up in Costa Rica. And the bosses back home in Louisiana, New Orleans, and areas like that decided that we were going to get a new vessel. So they came down and said, "Okay, look, you guys leave the boat here." And the boss flew in on his Learjet with his blonde Swedish girlfriend, and he said, "The boss, you come with us. We're gonna take you down to Curacao because we have a new ship coming in for the company, and we're going to have you take charge of it when it gets there." We landed in Barranquilla in this Learjet, and the boss says, "Paul, you guard the plane. We're going to go get something to eat. You want anything?" I says, "Yeah, I'll have a couple cheeseburgers and a bottle of rum." He says, "No problem." So I'm standing out there beside the doorway to the Learjet, and it's hot on the tarmac. And here comes this little Colombian guy, about, I don't know, 4'8" or something, maybe even 4'12". He's got a white shirt and black pants, and he starts to climb up into the airplane. I was like, "Whoa, dude, wait a minute." And I grabbed him by his belt loop and yanked his ass back out onto the tarmac. And he scrambles to his feet, and I asked him in Spanish, I says, "Hey, what are you doing in my airplane?" And he goes, "Oh, perdóname, señor." And he pulls this ID card out of his shirt pocket. And I'm trying, and he's holding his hand, his hand is shaking like this, and I grabbed it and held it solid. I says, "Bureau de Narcóticos." "Usted? Bureau de Narcóticos?" He goes, "Sí, señor, sí, señor." I says, "Look, jackass, people do not smuggle drugs into Colombia. Vámonos. Get out of my face." He left, which was a good thing. What was not a good thing was a few minutes later when I saw a phalanx of Colombian Guardia Nacional with this guy who has a more spaghetti on and what they call it, a chicken and shit on his the bill of his cap, and the medals all the way across his chest, and my boss is in the middle of it, and he was not smiling. I went, oh shit.